Hey everybody, Josh with Gamers Haven. We've got something different today. We're gonna be building some terrain. So if you're like myself, you fell in love with Deathcore Krieg, Siege of Vraks, all that good stuff years and years and years ago. Well, a long time ago, Forge World built some really cool trench lines. Sadly, they're out of stock, or out of print rather. Have been for a long time. When they were around, they're really cool. We're at some Games Day stuff. There's some awesome boards. They're super cool, but when they were available, I couldn't afford them. And, you know, I kind of could. They've been out of print for years and years and years. So if you can find them, they're a collector's item. Fortunately, some very enterprising folks have made some STLs for them. With the advent of 3D printing, this has enabled us to really print what we want. So in the past, I'd done some with PLA, and they're okay, decent quality. It prints faster, definitely cheaper to print. For terrain, especially for a large terrain board. But from a quality perspective, you know, it's really hard to beat resin. So what we're in the process of doing, is printing out about 60 of these side pieces, 30-something floor pieces, some end pieces, turrets, all the different doodads, junction pieces out of resin, largely using my Elegoo Saturn II printer, which has been really good so far. I've got a Mars 2P as well. It's just a lot smaller, so it took like 7 hours versus the Saturn can print a single one pretty easy in about 2 hours. I could maybe fit two if I was a little better at supporting in about 2 hours. So we're here in SoCal. It's summer. It is currently 94 degrees out, so I've got some resin printing and I've got some more curing, so we're gonna show the cure right now. So here you can see we've got a whole bunch of them. This is my old outdoor kind of patio table that we use for hobby stuff now. You can see it's been primed on, and you can see we've got these sections, and these are the side sections, and they're really nicely made. They were built the STL, the interstellar trenches, good on you. And we've got a stack of them. There are 34 in this line. We've got a stack of these are the four pieces that are pretty cool as well. I think I've got this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that's 23. Some kind of failed, so we'll figure this out. We have these junction pieces as well that are really neat. These are little side pieces that go with the junctions. We've got some more side pieces drawing. These are some failed prints that I was trying to do on my Mars, and they're just way too big for it. But these are really cool bunkers that fit the aesthetic and are built for it. Here's another end bunker that kind of almost works. We got some more. These are side panels without the top piece glued on, or attached rather. These are the actual top pieces kind of on their own. We got this really cool wrecked rhino they printed in resin. Over here you can see these are the PLA ones that I printed way back when I still had my Ender. And you can see the quality's okay. This one's been sitting out in the sun, so it's got a little warped, which is fine. It's mostly been using it for like prototyping and kind of designing stuff. This is kind of what the junction looks like. Here's kind of a normal end piece rather than the full bunker. And then obviously the extra stuff. So here's some kind of failed prints, bits and bobs and things we messed around with. Another kind of failed print that we'll probably use for scrap pieces and everything else. But this is kind of where we're starting here. We're gonna be building this out of foam with a really thin plywood base. So the intent here is that we can do we've got about a 4-inch depth which will fit and support these trenches. We're going to have 4 boards, each will be 2 by 4 feet. There'll be 2 kind of trench boards, a sort of no man's land board, and then there'll be a fortification board that kind of fits in the back of one of these trenches. So the idea is we can have any combination of kind of no man's land into a fortification. We can go trenches, no man's land to trenches, or like trenches, no man's land, trenches, fortification. Again, this is largely inspired by the Siege of Vraks, which is in itself inspired in large part by kind of the horrific battlefields of the First World War along the Western Front for the most part. Not a military story by any means, but that's kind of the intro. We'll be going through showing you some more of this stuff as we build it out. I'll show you some of the kind of the diagrams and prototyping and kind of the initial layouts of what we're doing, and then we'll get into the actual cutting and our first board. It should be a good summer project. I suspect it'll take, you know, the better part of summer as we kind of knock this out. And that's it. Cheers.